नमस्कार. नंदुरबार तालुका विधायक समिति कॉलेज ऑफ एजुकेशन नंदुरबार. Our subject is CPS 1/1 and 2, Curriculum and Pedagogic Studies, School Subject First and Second, English. We have started unit number 1, Nature of Language. Among it, 1.3, Principles of Language Learning. Today we are going to see. So let's start 1.3, Principles of Language Learning. Friends, you know, in India, English is taught both as a foreign language and as a second language. There are certain basic principles are common to all good languages teachings. Uh, while learning a new language, we follow certain principles. So that principles today we will learn. The first principle is that principle of naturalness. Generally, everyone learns a language by naturally in the sense, just take an example of mother tongue learned easily by natural environment, because we got a natural environment for learning it. Just take an example, how do we learn a mother tongue? मराठी भाषा आपण कशी शिकलो? Generally we observe around us and we started to produce a certain words. लहान असताना आपण काय केलं, आई वडिलांचं, भावा बहिणीचं निरीक्षण केलं आणि त्या प्रकारचे शब्द आपण बोलायला लागलो. इट मीन्स दॅट वी लर्न दॅट लँग्वेज बाय नॅचरली. इट मीन्स दॅट वी गॉट अ नॅचरल एन्व्हायरमेंट फॉर लर्निंग टू इट. बट what about the foreign language? We do not have that type of natural environment, so we have a difficulties to learn it. But though it is, effort should be made to create a natural environment. As a teacher, if we able to create a natural environment to learn that language, we can develop a good communication skill in a foreign language. So as a teacher we should take efforts. Then communicating with students in a foreign language is possible for us in a classroom or in that subject. We can communicate using that language. At least we can create a natural environment for that period to develop a good communication. So encouraging to converse using English is a important thing to create the natural environment. So we should arrange some group discussions, some activities in class, some games in the class to develop a good language. So that principle of naturalness means that to learn a foreign language we should create a natural environment to learn it. That is the principle of naturalness. So let's see the second principle, principle of habit formation. See, habit formation is very important thing. Language learning is a skill like a cycle. So taken the definition, look at the definition Palmer. What he said, language learning is essentially a habit forming process, a process during which we acquire new habits. So it means that language learning is nothing but a habit forming process. So what type of habit we are going to form? That a process during which we acquire new habits. It means that we are acquiring a new habits to speak it. That is a habit of producing some words. That is that type of habit formation is there. So language learning is a skill. Is a skill in the sense, likewise take an example of cycling. How do we learn a cycling? Cycling is a one kind of skill. Swimming is a one kind of skill. Likewise, language learning is also a skill. So it should be learned by habitual. If we practice day by day, then we can develop that type of habit to speak. Likewise, it should be learned by habitual. While learning mother tongue, we form speech habits. See, just we have take the example of Marathi language. How do we learn it? By producing, by listening, and then we are habitual to produce it and then we learn it. So while learning mother tongue we form speech habits. That type of speech habit should be formed in learning a foreign language. So habits of reading and writing should be there. Habits of listening sounds, distinguishing them should be there, should be developed. Then habits of imitating, repeating spellings, etc. should be there. Habit of reading with exact articulation, silent reading should be there. Habit of using correct grammar, using of words in proper context, consulting dictionary, reading newspaper, journals, etc. All these things are important to form a good habit of using that language. So uh, that is principle of habit formation is that if we use that language, if we use that language for listening, distinguishing, writing, reading a newspaper, it develop our habit to use that language, and then we'll learn that language. That is the principle of habit formation. So this is the second principle. Now let's see the third principle of language learning, that is mother tongue. Principle of mother tongue. Mother tongue, this principle is very important to learn a foreign language. It is because according to Robert Paul, when we learn first language, we face the universe directly and learn to clothe it with speech. When we learn second language, we tend to filter the universe through the language already known. See what Robert Paul said here. When we learn first language, we face the universe directly. See, take an example of Marathi language. How do we learn it? Because we face directly. जेव्हा आपण लहान होतो, आपल्या कानावरती ते शब्द गेले आणि त्या भाषेने आपण डायरेक्ट फेस झालो अँड लर्न टू क्लॉथ इट विथ स्पीच. आणि त्याच्यातनं काय झालं, आपल्याला स्पीचिंग बोलायला आपण सुरुवात केली, कारण ते आपण ऐकलं आणि ते प्रोड्यूस करायला सुरुवात केली. When we learn second language, but when we learn English language, we tend to filter the universe through the language already know. आपण काय करतो, इंग्रजी शिकत असताना मराठीचा आधार घेतो. जसं मी आता मराठी बोलायला का, कारण आपल्याला हे समजावं म्हणून. म्हणजेच काय, मराठीचा आपण आधार घेतो आणि नवीन लँग्वेज आपण अध्ययन करतो. सो व्हेन वी लर्न सेकंड लँग्वेज, वी टेंड टू फिल्टर द युनिवर्स थ्रू द लँग्वेज ऑलरेडी नोन. So that is the principle of mother tongue. Here we use mother tongue as necessary. So when we have a need, we'll use mother tongue to learn a new language, that is foreign language. So that is the principle of mother tongue. Let's see the fourth principle, principle of proper order and proper proportion. See, this is very interesting principle, proper order and proper proportion. So let's see what is proper order means here. Proper order means here that learning for basic language skill, that is LSRW, listening, speaking, reading and writing. Then the classical order is LSRW, and then C, communication. See, this is the order. It means that first we should start to listen that language, then we should start speaking that language, then we should start reading and then writing. Just take an example about again Marathi language. How do we learn that language? First we started listening. लहान असताना अगोदर आपण ऐकत आलो, कधीच आपण बोललो नाही. ऐकता ऐकता आपण बोलायला शिकलो, दॅट इज स्पीकिंग. बोलल्यानंतर आपण शाळेत जायला लागलो, शाळेत नंतर आपल्याला वाचता यायला लागले, अल्फाबेटची ओळख झाली, आणि नंतर आपण रायटिंग करायला लागतो. रीडिंग अँड रायटिंग बोथ सायमल्टेनियसली विल लर्न. दोघांची सिम्बॉलची ओळख झाली आणि आपण लर्न. And then we are going to use 4 skills in communication. That is the proper order. But what happened about the foreign language? It is exactly reverse. First, when we go to the school, we started to write it. Then we started to read it. Then we started to speak. And then listening is nowhere. That's why. There is if we follow the proper order to learn a language, then we can develop it. So as a teacher, we should provide a proper opportunity for listening, because listening is important skill to develop a language. So LSRW and communication should be there. So that is a proper order. Then proper proportion is there. Proper proportion in the sense equal emphasis be put on each aspects of language. So no skill should overemphasize. It means that LSRW should be given equal importance No more weightage is given to writing, reading, etc. So no skill neglected, and we should not be neglected any skill. Just take an example of school example. We focuses on writing and reading more, but we do not focuses more on listening and speaking. Hardly we started to take a oral exams for a language. But in the past we have only written exam. That's why we neglected listening and speaking, so that we do not able to develop a proper communication skill. So proper proportion should be there. That's why this is the principle of learning a language, that is principle of proper order and proper proportion. So this is the fourth one. Let's see the fifth one, that is principle of passive and active vocabulary. See, to enrich vocabulary is one of the objective of teaching English. So we have to develop our vocabulary. So that's why this principle is important one, principle of passive vocabulary and active vocabulary. Let's see what is the passive vocabulary and what is the active vocabulary. Passive vocabulary means it consists of those words which are recognized and understood but seldom used in speaking and writing. It means that there are so many words, but passive vocabulary are those words which are recognized and understood, but seldom used in speaking and writing. Hardly we use them in speaking and writing. कधी कधी खूप शब्द माहिती असतात, परंतु ते आपल्याला समजतातही, अंडरस्टूडही होत आहेत, परंतु आपण कधी कधी त्यांचा वापर करतो. असे जे शब्द असतात, दोज वर्ड्स आर कॉल्ड ॲज ए passive vocabulary. Then active vocabulary are those, it consists of those words which are understood and constantly used by the learner while speaking and writing. Example, auxiliaries, pronouns, etc. See, there are so many words we use respectively, or we understood or we use constantly in our speaking and writing. That type of words are active vocabulary. For example, the, it is an article we use constantly. So these such words are active vocabulary. So passive vocabulary is there and active vocabulary is there. But as a language developer, we should focus on both type of vocabulary. We should develop a good active vocabulary as well as passive vocabulary too. So that is the principle of passive and active vocabulary. We should use both types of vocabulary in communication or using the language. So this is one. This sixth principle is that principle of selection. It is not possible to teach whole system of the language within a short period. Never we teach any language in a short period. But principle of selection is very important role, plays a very important role in a period. We should be able to select properly what we have to teach in a short period. So that selection is called a principle of selection. The first selection should be on frequency. Using the frequency, we should select the what we have to teach in a short period. Those words or sentences should be selected which have a high frequency of occurrence, large number of times. It means that we should select those words, those sentences which are हाय फ्रिक्वेन्सी ऑफ ऑकरन्स, म्हणजे ते पुन्हा पुन्हा येतील असे शब्द, अशी वाक्ये आपण जर वर्गात घेतली तर त्याचा परिणाम लँग्वेज लर्निंगवरती नक्कीच होईल. सो दॅट टाईप ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सी शुड बी सिलेक्ट. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, पेन, बुक, टेबल, these are the words we use to we should select to teach. Then the second selection is on range. Range is another very important principle. Every word has its range. Range shows the number of situations in which a word can be used. Range means vistar. For example, have and sky. These are the two words we have. They have read. They have read the book. Have these books, or they have 3 books. So here have and sky have the range. We have so many sentences we can use have, but we have limit of the sky. So that type of brain should be selection should be there, which have a more range of uh, selection. So that is the principle of, that is frequency and range. Let's see the availability of the selection. Here availability in the sense it should be convenient to teach. Example, we can easily teach the word table, chair, book in the classroom because the availability is there. We can show the table and introduce the word. We can show the chair and introduce the word. We can show the book and introduce the word. So there they are available in the classroom, so we can teach. Words like plate, spoon, cup, etc., these words, the objects are not available, but we can prepare the teaching aids and some models. We can develop a good vocabulary again there. So availability in the sense, we should select those words to teach which are available in the classroom, or we should make available to them. Then coverage is there. This principle is very important. Words which have more covering capacity should be teach in a classroom. For example, coverage refers to capacity to display the number of words. For example, Cyril, this word is that it has a this word related to weight, rise, pulse, etc. It means that Cyril have a coverage. So many words are there. So availability and coverage, these are the criteria of selection of the words. Again, we have in principle of selection teachability. Teachability is there. Words which are easy to teach, we should select those words which are easy to select. We can select for example, flower by difficult to teach affection. Hmm? Uh, Flower is simple but difficult to teach is affection. Affection word is difficult, but flower is easy to teach. So such type of words should be selected which are easy for teaching. So learnability is there. According to the age of child, we should select the words. According to the class, we should select the content, word, sentence, etc. Selection of the word should be there. Learnability, suppose you are going to teach a fifth class, you can't use the words which are related to the 10th class. That is, learnability should be given importance while selecting the words. So principle of selection is there, the principle is there. Then next principle is that principle of phonology. This is another very important principle. Written symbol attached with a spoken symbols. Spelling mistake is there. Symbols. Do focus on that. Listening sounds, then speaking. Here we listen sounds, then we started to speak. It means that when we listen and when we spoke, we have a symbols. So beginning should with speaking and not from writing. So oral speech, then proper should be there, proper pronunciation should be there, proper articulation should be there. So phonology in the sense oral speech, given more importance to the sounds on speaking. So oral speech, proper pronunciation, proper articulation, etc., given focus in principle of phonology. So that was the principle of phonology. Next principle is that principle of interest. See, to arouse interest is very important to learning a language. So audio visual aids, picture, charts, gramophone, etc., should be used. Relating the material to everyday life should be used. Then undertaking various activities such as speaking, reading, writing, etc. So this type of activities can create the interest among the learner. So that is the principle of then next principle is that principle of learning by doing. Uh, it places more emphasis on acquisition. Written work, pronunciation, reading, spelling, writing, listening are essential activities. Here given good practice is very important. This principle learning by doing is the principle of John Dewey. it is focus here. So if we act to do, that will help us to learn it. That is the principle. Then next principle is that principle of accuracy and correctness. This is very important principle, accuracy and correctness. Let us see what is accuracy and what is correctness. Here accuracy in the sense use of right and exact words, it is called a accuracy. Here impact exact meaning, it means impart exact meaning. Right selection, economical, impressive should be there. When we speak, we should select a right word, economical word, impressive word. That is very important. For example, snowfall and icefall. Generally, ice fall we call, but it is wrong. It is a snowfall. That is, it means that snowfall is accurate, not ice fall. That type of accuracy is there. Take an example in Marathi. Hmm? Uh, we have so many words. We will see them. Correctness is there. Implies the accuracy, pronunciation, intonation, spelling, structure, and articulation, etc. Here in Marathi we have word मुळणे. आता मुळणे हा जो काही शब्द आहे, जनरली काही लोक असे बोलतात तो टेबल मुळून जाईल. आता टेबल मुळून जाईल हे नॉट अ करेक्ट. तुटणं हा त्याचा गुणधर्म आहे. म्हणून मुळणे, तुटणे हे जे काही करेक्टनेस आहे लँग्वेज मधले, शब्दांमधले, ते आपल्याला फॉलो करता आले पाहिजे. सो प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ accuracy and correctness should be there. That is the principle. So last principle is that principle of correlation with life. Every language should be related with the life. So we relate the subject matter to life, customs, traditions, peculiarities, and characteristics of the society. Meaningful and transfer to real life situation. Whatever we are going to teach in a classroom, it should be relate to the real life. It should be transferred to real life of the student. If we can do it, we are able to do it, then we can develop a good language. That is the principle of correlation with life. म्हणजे कोणत्याही भाषेला आपल्या जीवनाशी जर रिलेट करता आलंय तर ती भाषा शिकण्यामध्ये एक वेगळा आनंद असतो. That is the principle of correlation with life. So whatever I have present before you, I have used these books to prepare this presentation. You can take some reference from this book. You can take the references. You can learn, study these books and learn more. So let's stop here. Thank you very much.